This video you're watching today will attempt to discuss the implications of one of the many effects of climate change, particularly migration in India and even more particularly rural to urban distress migration caused by climate change. Given that India is a country of around 1.2 billion people in a world of around 7 billion, this will have global ramifications. This distress migration is set to increase due to failures in rural economies that leave people with few jobs and little hope. Just to give you a sense of scale, India is primarily a rural agrarian economy with a little over 20% of its output, its GDP, and 60% of its people associated with this sector. The climate change impacts we've studied in this course, everything from rising temperatures to increased extreme weather events to longer summers, have a pretty direct impact on agriculture, affecting its output and therefore the Indian economy as a whole. What are the implications and actions related to this? One of the barriers to action is the structure of the governance system of this country. India has a three-tier federal system, and coordination is going to be a massive challenge between these tiers. A direct consequence is that since most of those affected in rural areas are likely to be insufficiently educated or skilled, it's highly likely that such migration will exacerbate crowding at the lower levels of the job market, depress wages, and increase inequality. What does this mean for policymakers and the rest of us? Policymakers will first and foremost have to bolster the capacities of the currently and frankly under-equipped, understaffed and shoddy education and healthcare systems. They'll also have to think about associated issues such as financial inclusion and funding infrastructure that is capable of handling such a vast and fast increasing population. Then there are the societal effects that will affect pretty much everyone. Increasing inequality could lead to breakdowns in social cohesion, exacerbate stratification in society, intensify intolerance and increase crime. Whose problem is this? As with most climate change impacts, this is everyone's problem. As demonstrated, it will affect rich and poor, young and old, the educated and uneducated. The responsibility primarily, though, resides with governments at various levels. There's a need for good governance and far-sighted planning. Municipalities and businesses and local governments will have to find sustainable and climate-friendly ways of generating jobs, housing, and public infrastructure needed to accommodate migrants. This will also have to be done within the confines of India's democratic framework that often proves unwieldy and cumbersome when faced with challenges of such scale and complexity. But through vocal, participatory citizen action and mobilization, we might yet formulate solutions steeped in the finest traditions of a democratic society.